Hi to everybody who's on the Zoom. Just a couple of quick housekeeping things for folks who are here in the room with us. If you go out the door to the left, it's where the restrooms are. We're going to have lunch here. And if you refer to your schedule that's in your folder, that'll tell you about the activities for the rest of the day. For everyone who's here in person, we have a photo release form that was in your folder. We've been taking pictures, so please sign that and return that to John or me. We are going to talk about research, and one of our really important topics for this meeting is going to be about screening guidelines for Wilms tumor. You also have our new one-pager in your folder, and if anyone online needs that, please let me know, and we'll send you that as a PDF that you can download and print. Also, for the folks who are on the Zoom, if you have any questions that you would like to address to the folks that are here in person after we're finished with presentations, please send them, and John will try to help us get those answered. Okay. So I'm going to figure out the computer. John, which one do I push?
This right.
That's
our only technical problem
so far. Okay, first off, we want to say thank you to our hosts. You see the photos here of John and Leslie and Ashley, and special thanks to Leslie's sisters, and especially to Karen Vaughn, who is an aunt extraordinaire, and also to the Volk and Vaughn families for their amazing fundraising efforts in the past couple of years. They've raised more than $30,000. Right, that's amazing, and they've done it through their designer bag bingo and also fundraising through their community, so we greatly appreciate that. Just briefly, I wanted to introduce you to our leadership team. They're representing 250 families in 45 countries. We just continue to grow. We're all part of a community we never wanted to be part of, but I think we're doing a great job of supporting one another. So briefly, we have John Morris as our chair, and we're just thrilled. Then we have Kelly Trout, who is an original co-founder, a former board chair. I think Kelly has had all the roles in the organization. She's currently the director of research and medical advocacy and the manager of the Wagner Patient Registry, which we're going to talk about a little more in a few minutes. Nikki's been with us forever. She's from Pennsylvania. She's our treasurer, and she is aunt to Hayden, who's from Pennsylvania. Next up is Linda, and she's our first international board member. We're just thrilled about that. And also our European representative, and she's coordinating our other reps in Europe. She's mom to Dylan, lives in Belgium, and she and her partner Bjorn hosted 2023 Wagner Weekend in Belgium. Next we have Tom Cox, who was our first male board member. And Tom does a lot of moderation for us for the Dad's Nights Out, and is dad to Jenna. And out of all of us here in person, I think Tom, Kelly, and Jenna have probably attended the most Wagner weekends, and they have also hosted twice. So we just love Tom. Next, we have our new board member also, Andrea Harris. She's mom to Joshua, and she's from Wisconsin. Tammy's reminding me. Andrea is interested in fundraising, helping to welcome new families, and she's been a great addition to our board. Lastly, we have Aaron Colhoun, who's dad to Grace. They live in the south of England, and with his wife, Michelle, through our UK reps, and Aaron additionally is a board member. He's bringing a lot to the group, and we were really happy to welcome him this year. They've done some great fundraising, and they are going to host Wagger Weekend 2025 in the UK. So we're really looking forward to that. Lastly, and I'm sorry I don't have Rhonda's photo up here. Rhonda Senna is also an original founder. She's here today. And after serving on the board for many years and also as our educational rep, Rhonda has moved to the Emeritus Board. She's our first member there, where she still is involved and provides perspective and information. So we're thrilled to have you, Rhonda. Thank you for everything that you've done over the years for us. Also, just a quick note, when I'm looking around, we have a couple of former board members here with us today too. We have Tammy and Jeff Hefty, who many of us have not seen for a very long time. Tam served in a lot of different roles as a volunteer, also as the board chair. And Jeff was our treasurer for many years, and they've been great fundraisers and mom and dad to Evie Joe. And also, we've just always appreciated everything you guys have done. So next thing, and I'm going to try to be real brief here, is our impact report. The template for this was developed by Beth Morris, who helped us set up a lot of our communications. And we do this every year to highlight some of the accomplishments of the past year. It's broken down into our 3 components for our mission: awareness, research, and support. And then we add operations. So I'm just going to briefly run through some of these. So the website, which we would not have without the support and many, many hours of Jenny Gunkel's help. We have thousands of visits every year. We're the only website in the world that's devoted just to Wagger syndrome. And we will continue to add information as we get it. Another part of awareness is to attend conferences and meetings and make presentations about Wagger syndrome, and to be out there with clinicians and researchers to let them know about our community and the fact that we are research ready. We're very interesting, and we're also pretty organized. Last year, John, Linda, Kelly, Elena, who's a mom from Bulgaria who's living in the UK, and myself, we all made presentations at different conferences and meetings. And we're all, of course, encouraging interest in increasing awareness. So Wagger Awareness Day is one of our biggest opportunities to raise awareness. Last year, our theme was Shine a Light on Wagger and Celebrate. Linda did an amazing job of engaging our families. We had dozens who participated. Our sponsors and donors must have liked our theme, because we ended up raising $13,000 from 185 donors in 11 countries. The 11 countries is especially important because our outreach to countries outside of the US is expanding, and we really were pleased with that. So 185 donors in 11 countries. This year, we hope people will get involved again. Contact me, John, or Linda. Here are a couple of examples of the celebration template, and you can see some of our beautiful kids. We have so much to be worried about that we were really pleased that we could share with our communities some of the accomplishments and how happy these kids are. So we all celebrated together around the world. Let's do it again this year in November. Research, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this. This is Kelly's thing and John's. And if I'm correct, we are also going to have Dr. Joan Hahn a little bit later. We're thrilled. Many of you know her from the NIH. She's now at Sinai in New York City. So we'll look forward to that. And John will tell us a little bit more about the patient registry. One thing I did want to share was we do know together we're stronger and more effective. So the IWSA teamed up with Miranda's Mission, which is a family foundation of the Morris family, John and Beth, and Wagger Warriors, which is the Gunkel family, Adam and Jenny. And we all teamed up to support the project that is going on at Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. It's a genotype phenotype. We'll have more information about that, but we're just thrilled that the three organizations got together to help further this research. Yesterday was Aniridia Day, and since we know almost every person with Wagner syndrome has aniridia, we are also following that closely. You'll see the picture in the bottom right. Kelly and I are founding members and currently serve on the board of Aniridia North America. And this group was formed a couple of years ago so that we could formally collaborate with Aniridia Europe. It's been very successful. Got research projects going on together, and we're sharing information. Kelly is a co-author of a paper with Peter Netland, who is a glaucoma specialist, looking at aniridia in Wagner syndrome. And one of the early findings is that patients with Wagner have more severe presentation of aniridia than people without Wagner. So we're hoping to find out some more information about that. And recently we were in Stockholm at the 7th Aniridia Europe conference. And we met up with Elena, who's in the bottom picture with Kelly and I. And then the top left are the Aniridia Europe reps from Lithuania, Sweden, Italy, the UK, Germany, and Norway. And that was a great conference. Okay, next is family support in our mission. I think this is really where we started years ago. 24 years ago was the first official Wagner weekend. Our Facebook support group now has 310 members. That's moms and dads and primary caregivers. Love the fact that everybody's on there answering questions, sharing their experience, and holding up other families when they need it. Let's see, we talked about that. Actually, it's 318 members now. We're expanding. One of my goals has been to expand the outreach to build the international team of representatives and creating formal Wagner weekends outside the US, and for us to also understand the medical, educational, and cultural differences in other countries. I think Tom Cox, our board member, would say, thank you for putting the I in the IWSA, the international part. He's been reminding us for years how important that is, and we're going to continue with that work. Last year, Linda van de Sande hosted Wagner Weekend in Belgium. We had 24 families, and I can't see under my notes how many countries, 13 countries. A couple of those families had never met another Wagner family before. And I think we all understand that feeling because at one point that was us. There was a lot of enthusiasm for another event in Europe. So that will be held in the UK next year. Our representatives that we're growing, here is Erin with Michelle and Grace and AJ. Erin and Michelle are the UK representatives, and Erin is a board member. They're great fundraisers and supporting other families, and Erin's just doing a bang-up job as a board member. And our other new representative is Andrea Dolly and Simone Anderson. There's their little sweet Selma. They're from Norway. And Andrea also serves on the Norway and Iridia Europe group. Right now, we all have them in our thoughts because their sweet Selma is undergoing treatment again for Wilms tumor. So we hope that they're zoomed in with us. We're thinking about you guys. And Jan and Chantal from the Netherlands. Malin's parents continue to represent families in the Netherlands and help support Linda. So the last part is operations. Last year was another good year. You see, we had 65,000 in income and 64,000 in expenses. So Nikki, our treasurer, always likes it when we have sort of a nice balance like that. We continue to have a great community of generous donors from around the world. Our expenses are categorized by mission. Family support's right up there, a lot of work in research, and operations includes anything you need to support a business, our website, our insurance, our software, my wages as the part-time ED. We're pretty happy to see research and family support are right up there. And for income, we have a fantastic balance of donors. You'll see our personal donations was at the top. Wagner Awareness Day was next. The West Coast bingo that the Volks and the Vons did was next. And then we have a few foundations. The Esmond Foundation is continuing to be a strong supporter. And we'd like to thank Tammy because years ago, a friend of Tammy's connected us with Mr. Murray Levin. And Kelly and I have met with him in Florida now a few years after Tammy and Jeff. And they continue to be a very strong supporter. Also, the McGlynn Family Foundation is donated again last year in honor of one of our families. And McSherrystown Home Association is affiliated with Nikki's father, and they too have been very generous. You'll see the last one at the bottom, the Amy Marshall Research Fund is the one that I always pay attention to. Personally, we've got about $20,000 in that account right now, and we would like to continue to grow it and find a Wilms tumor project to support in the future in honor of my daughter who had Wilms tumor 3 times. So hopefully we will find a good project soon. So I'm almost done. Just want to say thank you for the whole community for allowing me to serve as your executive director. This is my 6th year. This formal opportunity is amazing. I do it for a lot of reasons. I love all the families. Do it in memory and honor of my daughter, who thought that she was really the IWSA ambassador for research and used to go around and ask everybody, are you participating? Well, you should participate. So we'll talk about that a little more later. Thank you too to all of our volunteers, past and present, as well as everyone who's been on the board, run fundraisers, and really importantly, supporting other families, reaching out to the new families and making sure that they're comfortable and they know they're part of this community. Also special thanks to the Volk family again, and to Jenny for her work on our website, and special thanks to Leslie and her quilt group for the beautiful quilts that she makes that we send to our new families, and all of her helpers. Okay, this is the last one. I think next summer we'll be back in Europe for Wagner Weekend 2025. I know Tom is happy that we're announcing this today. One of his goals is always to announce the next formal event at the weekend. Erin and Michelle will be hosting in West Sussex. The date is August 8th through the 10th. It's an easy train ride from Gatwick Airport, less than a 2-hour drive from London. We know we're going to see a lot of families from Europe, but of course the whole community is invited and we hope to see you there. We are talking informally about maybe a meetup here in the US. because we have a lot of interest in families here who like to meet every year. So if you're interested in that, you can contact Tom or John or I, and we'll get the conversation going. So that's it. End of slideshow.